is a problem which you're speaking about. People have no idea.
No clue.
Yash, what is the world currently doing right now when it comes to pooping?
That's a wonderful way to begin.
We are talking how to unlock 100% of your anus.
Constipation, this is the root cause of every single disease.
I never thought I'm going to have this conversation, but I'm loving it.
Society has designed in a such a way that people only take help with medicine. There are so many alternative ways.
You're telling me that the world has gone backwards and we need to bring back this posture again. What you're talking about is regular maintenance of the human body.
When you are truly hungry, you should eat at that time. The actual need of your body is like 2 times a day.
You're against the convention, have 3 meals a day.
Know your
I personally have had neck pain for the last 14 years of my life. Can yoga help fix this?
The simple answer is yes. You need to understand how you are.
First attempt Guinness World Record.
First attempt.
Oh my god.
I commit myself to break the records. I change my mindset.
Show us what you got here. Oh my god. I've never been this scared in a podcast in my life because his legs are just next to me and one fall I am gone. This may be my last podcast ever.
The trailer you saw right now was one of the craziest episodes we have ever filmed at the Neet Bherwani show. Me and my team are constantly committed to delivering absolute quality content to you week on week. Who is Yash and why should you listen to him? Yash is a 10-time Guinness World Record holder. He's a yoga instructor based out of Dubai. He can move his body in ways you can never ever imagine or have seen. Check out this entire episode. There's going to be so much value because 99% of you are doing it wrong. There's one humble request on behalf of me and my team. We've noticed that 97% of you haven't subscribed to us. So please, it would mean a lot to us if you can just hit that subscribe button so that me and my team can keep on delivering better and better content to you every week. Enjoy the episode.
Most of us, I think, are pooping wrong. We have Yash over here, Guinness World Record holder, who's going to show us, who's going to educate us. Yash, what is the world currently doing right now when it comes to pooping?
Oh, that's a wonderful way to begin. One of my friends has just texted me that, Yash, right now I'm suffering from so many pimples, so many skin problems. And when I was just realizing, like, when I get to know about her routine lifestyle, then I came to know that she is not suffering from skin problem. She is suffering from gut health.
Okay.
Her gut health was so poor. And because of that, it was reflecting in her skin. It has been also scientifically proven that your gut health directly connects with your skin problem. So that's why I have created that video. So the core reason was that.
Okay.
Now, coming to the poop. Usually, we have been trained to just sit on that normal bucket.
How will we train? Can you show us, please?
So basically, like in our traditional routine, as like since 50 years, every toilet sit has become like Western toilet sit. But if you go to India, like if you go to Asian countries, some of the Asian countries, you will find like they are sitting like this way. Have you seen some of the toilet sits?
Yeah.
So actually, this is the right way to poop.
Okay, but Western is completely opposite. This is the Indian toilet. Okay.
Yeah. Why it makes big difference? Because when you sit in this way, okay. So as you can see, right now somehow I'm getting compression on my large intestine.
Okay.
And along with that, in our anus, okay.
2
inch away we have a lock.
Okay.
That holds our poop. So when we come into that position, that perfect angle allows our large intestine to release our anus and to flush out that stool properly. That is the main reason. When you are sitting this way, you're only unlocking that lock by 60%.
Oh wow.
Remaining 40%, it's not even optional.
Okay.
So that is the core reason. That's why you should poop in Malasana.
That's the...
What is the Malasana? You know?
It's a
the
yoga
pose which I will show you.
Beautiful. The impact of Western toilets is so much around the world that even in India, where I think this posture originated, there are Western toilets. I myself have Western toilets, right? I used to think that this is an old version. This is how people used to poop before, and now it's become modern. But here you're telling me that the world has gone backwards and we need to bring back this posture again.
True.
So you're asking for more Indian toilets to come in place. So what happens when there are Western toilets and when the anus, like you mentioned, is 60% open? What impact does that have on the body?
So of course, the first impact is that if you are not able to release your stool efficiently, the first impact is like you are having that indigestion problem, constipation. When you are having constipation, this is the root cause of every single disease. I would like to repeat it again. Whatever you disease, you name it, the core root is constipation. It's not only about your physical disease, it directly impacts your mental health.
Okay.
When you have not released your poop properly, on that day you might have realized that you are more stressed, more anxious, because you feel that bounded, you feel that bloated, and it doesn't allow you to think properly, because the same amount of neurocells which you are having in your mind, scientists has found that you are also having same amount of neurocells in your gut. So that's why it is really important for you to release your stool properly. I can tell you that those who are not having proper those who are suffering from indigestion problem, those who are having constipation, majority of them are pooping in a wrong way.
You know, because once someone has gone pooped, right? I think they're like, okay, I'm pooped. No one really associates that my day is going bad because I have not pooped. So people, this is a problem which you're speaking about. People have no idea.
No clue.
So guys, again, like you may think you're pooped and you're done, and the reason for your stress or your mental issues is something else, right? External factors. But over here we have Yash telling us it because of that activity you didn't do properly in the morning, that can cause a whole issue. Now continue.
So the very first thing, in yoga itself, it has mentioned that it called as a Ushapan. In simple words, if I would like to explain, which means early in the morning, without brushing even your teeth, you drink 1.5 liter of water.
1.5 liters.
Yes. The recommended is 1.25 liter.
Okay.
When you drink that water, you are also intaking that saliva, which you have been created since last night.
Okay. So this is without brushing your teeth, nothing. Just go and drink 1.25 liters of water.
Exactly.
Okay.
What happens with that? When you drink water, you are bringing that saliva with it. And that saliva is most essential enzyme for your gut. When you are having that enzyme, your digestion and as well as your digestion power will increase. Second thing will happen. You will have more pressure because of the water. So that will help you to push your poop stool efficiently to pass away. Second way, which everyone should start, Malasan. Majority of them are not able to sit in that position because of the stiffness on their hips and their hamstring and calf. On that age of that toilet sit, if we learn how to sit, I know it might sound like difficult for everyone to sit on that age, but actually if you train, it's possible. And if you are not comfortable with it, there is a specific table, a small table which you can attach with that toilet seat on which you can rest your foot, and that will also unlock your anus. That is the second way.
We are talking how to unlock 100% of your anus, guys.
Exactly. In most easiest and simple words.
I never thought I'm going to have this conversation, but I'm loving it, right? Because it's such a big problem that I was not aware about. Yeah, but go on. What's the third way?
Okay. So the third way is like if you are having like chronic constipation, after doing even these 2 steps, if you are not able to release it, most efficient way is enema.
Most people do not like enema. Enema, if I'm not wrong, explain to the audience what enema is.
Enema is a part of Shat Kriyas, which is mentioned in yoga. Shat Kriya, which means 6 process of cleaning your internal body, not your external. Bahar ki body, to you clean with like washing and taking shower. But to clean your internal body, there are 6 ways. And one of the 6th way is enema, in which there is some specific liquid. You can also do it with water, but the recommended way is to have Triphala water. Insert that water through a nostril and through your anus. There is some specific position on which you need to lie down on the left hand side, and then you insert the water. You insert somewhere about like 10-15 liter water.
10-15 liters?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that pass out through your intestine, from your large intestine to your small intestine. And from there, you hold it for a certain amount of time, and then the flow, you see that the water which also comes out from that way only, from your anus, you see how much dirt, how much layers of undigested food which has been stuck in your intestine from years.
Yeah. I don't remember the last time. I am 30 years old, and in the last 30 years I've never gotten an enema. How many people are actually getting this thing done? I don't know. I think majority of the population have not done something like this. How often do you do this? And how many people are actually doing it right now?
Okay. So there are few people, really few people, those who are doing this and those who are aware about it. And that's why they are solving this problem. They are able to solve this problem. Now, the about the time duration, that how often do you practice this. If you are practicing every single day, it is going to be worst because you will be habitualized with it. But the most often way is like 6 months, once in a 6 months.
Once in 6 months
The
is
colon
fair.
cleansing,
Yeah.
which also known as like in any medical institute, if you will go or any center, wellness center, they will suggest you this.
Got it. So
And I have alternative solution as well. If you feel like it's not suits you, the easiest way is like to have castor oil.
okay.
1 tablespoon of castor oil early in the morning without brushing your teeth. Just have it and just drink like a glass of warm water. That also works as like wonders.
So what's the difference between the first approach? So see, you told 3 things, right? Number 1 is as soon as you get up, drink 1.25 liters of water. The second thing is the posture, which you just showed us in the start.
Malasana.
And the third one you spoke about is Enema, right?
Enema.
Like once in 6 months. So basically
Yeah.
is what you recommended.
True.
And an alternate to these 3 things, which is told, a complete alternate is castor oil.
So what actually it does, I would like to tell you. It is not something which has just come up within few years. From my ancestor, like my dadis, they have also recommended that thing, some hacks. It is not hack, but it is like traditional way to heal ourselves. When you have castor oil, it is actually works as like lubrication. So that pass out through your entire digestive system, and that lubrications helps you to release that stool efficiently.
What you're saying is nothing different, right? Like
It's so
but people
simple,
don't
so
know,
easy, but
because when you look at your car, you may be driving a car. Right?
Yeah.
Do you know the number of oils that are there in the car? And it's a machine, right? A car is a well-oiled machine. Which you look at any other equipment, and AC requires proper maintenance. Your TV requires proper maintenance. Your laptop also, like you may buy a brand new laptop, after a couple months there'll be dust inside, which needs cleaning up, right? But people don't think that humans require this maintenance. What you're talking about is regular maintenance of the human body.
Exactly.
Once in 6 months or done regularly, which is not spoken about. Why is this not spoken about, Yash, much?
They are not aware about it, I
Right.
would say. Because traditionally, if you see, whenever they get sick, whenever they are in pain, what they do? They just have medicine. Because that's what they know. And because of the social standards or society has designed in a such a way or influenced by in a such a way that people only take help with medicine. There are so many alternative ways which known as alternative medicine. They are not aware about it, I would say. Just that is the reason. And with the help of my content, that's what I would like to share it to my audience. You are not bound to have medicine. Because there is a beautiful saying that whenever you want to heal yourself, there are mainly 2 ways. One is medicine and one is to connect with the universe, connect with the Mother Earth. Because when you connect with the Mother Earth, your body heals by itself. Because your body has designed in a such a way to heal by itself. You just need to understand the problem and just give that the right solution.
You said connect with the earth.
Right.
There's a concept called as circadian rhythm.
Right.
Yeah, circadian rhythm is like basically when the sun sets, you should go to sleep.
True.
When the sun comes up, you should wake up.
Right.
People have been talking about this for a very long time, right? Like you should follow this, and that's when you are actually connecting with the earth. Explain to us what circadian rhythm is for the people who don't know, and what's your take on circadian rhythm? And is this a way, if people follow the circadian rhythm, are they actually connecting with the earth? Is this what you're talking about?
Okay. So basically, circadian rhythm, ये जो भी concept चला है, they think it's only about like waking up at the right time and sleeping at the right time. But actually, it is something कि आप अपनी आप की सुन रहे, you are listening to yourself. Because your human body will tell you by itself कि when you want to eat, at that time if you are eating, you are good. But if you are just compromising on the time schedule because of your work task or because of your other tasks, if you are just neglecting that, and if you are not giving that priority, that's when it gets like worst. So the best way, you just need to focus on 3 things. First, your sleep.
Okay.
Second, your food. And third, it's like you are giving enough time to go out of your room, go out of your office to connect with the 5 elements. Let's come one after one. First is sleep. As you have said, it's right. When sun rise, if we are waking up naturally, that means you are aligned with circadian rhythm. If you are not, that means you need to change in your lifestyle that allows you to start waking up. And for the best way for that in yoga, there is one technique which has been mentioned. It's called as a Tratak Kriya.
Okay.
Before you go to sleep, if you practice 5-minute Tratak, with Tratak, which means to just continuously gaze at the one flame of the candle, and that concentration helps you to pull your all thoughts aside and helps you to sleep properly.
So just look at a
Gaze.
candle. Look at the candle, the burning wick of a
Exactly.
candle, right?
True.
Okay.
It has immense benefits.
5 minutes before sleep.
5 minutes before you sleep.
Okay.
That will help you to align your sleep with the circadian rhythm. Second thing about food. When to eat, how to eat. Simple, I have only one answer. When you are hungry, eat. When you are not hungry, don't eat. Now, people will think that you are just telling simple way, like that's what we are doing, but actually you are not doing that way. That's why you are not healthy. When you are hungry, which means when you are truly hungry, when you are not having that craving, there is a big difference having that craving and actually being hungry.
What is the difference? Like, tell me, because I'm hungry all the day, right? I'm hungry at night, I'm hungry in the morning, I'm hungry in the daytime. When am I actually hungry versus like
When you
I'm
are having
getting a
that craving.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you look at some food, okay, and that thought leads you to create that craving, that's a craving.
Okay. So when you see a food
When you
and
visually see and think in your imagination, that's a craving. But when you are actually having that bubbles in your stomach
yeah, without seeing food.
without saying food, and when you are actually having that burning, that's the time when you are actually hungry. So you should eat at that time. In yoga itself, it has been mentioned that in the morning, eat like a king, which is very common. In the afternoon,
They often say breakfast should be one of the heaviest. So you're a
Exactly.
proponent of a heavy breakfast from your side.
for me, not heavy breakfast, I would say, but lunch or breakfast, the first meal of the day should be heavy. Why? Because when you are starting your day, you are just restarting your entire body. It is not something that you are only restarting your digestive system, because you have took the break of somewhere about like 10 hours or 16 hours, those who are intermittent fasting. So at that moment of time, you should have that enough energy. You should have that fulfillment, so that you will not continuously have that craving. Because once you satisfy your stomach early in the morning, then it will stays for a long time. And then you will have that need only in dinner. So the best way which I have figured out, the actual need of your body is like in the morning and in the evening.
2 times a day.
2 times a day.
So even you're against the convention. Like normally people say have 3 meals a
3
day.
meals a day.
But you're
I
saying
say
2. 2. And for the audience who didn't understand what intermittent fasting means, intermittent fasting is a period where you're putting yourself in a fasted state. So general intermittent fasting is like 16 hours of fast and 8 hours. You're consuming food within that 8-hour period, right? So what Yash has said so far is either when you're getting up, and if you're not intermittent fasting, your breakfast needs to be pretty heavy. But if you're intermittent fasting after waking up, and there is that 16-hour window from the last time you ate to the next time you ate, that food should be heavy. The first meal
Exactly.
should be heavy, whether it's breakfast or lunch, right? Now, the whole society has planned and told us that we should have breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Okay.
3 meals a day.
Right.
You're telling no, have 2 meals a day.
Right.
Why?
So basically, every individual body is different.
Yeah.
I am working physically. Okay. So whenever I'm waking, directly after waking, just early in the morning, I'm taking a sessions. I'm physically working. I'm completely tired. So for me, okay, I need that energy to get it from my food. That's why my meal should be heavy. But for those who are like working professionals, those who are not even just like walking from their bed to their kitchen to grab a tea, their workers, their maid are just helping them. For them, what I mean to say is that know your pattern and then just plan your food accordingly, your pattern. For me, right now, as I have mentioned, that your food should be heavy because I'm working hard.
Well, Yash coaches multiple people. He does yoga sessions. And when you're doing yoga sessions, you have to show people how the yoga
Exactly.
poses are done, right? Because of that energy that's needed to do those sessions, Yash needs to have food earlier. But for someone like me, I'm running a business, right? The first thing I need is to wake my brain up and to get to the thing. So I do not need to eat first thing in the morning because I'm not putting in that work.
True.
But if I was going to the gym, say first thing in the morning, then that time you would recommend like, okay, Neet, here is a position that you
True.
can have something. Correct?
Exactly.
2 situations. If you have something intense planned in the morning, you have the first meal before that. If not, You have the first meal sometime in the afternoon before that pre-activity, right? When is the second meal and what do you eat in between that first and second meal?
For me, if I talk about my meal plan, what exactly I eat. Early in the morning, the first meal I have, it's like a bowl in which I add muesli,
Okay.
oats, cornflakes, not the flavored one, completely organic. And then I add on seeds, as like watermelon seed, pumpkin seed. For a natural sweetener, I add dates.
Dates.
Yeah,
Okay.
as our Dubai dates are like
Yeah,
really
of
famous.
course, yeah.
And I add either almond milk or oat milk
Why not regular milk?
for my digestion because I feel heavy. Because normal milk की ज़रूरत, as I always say, that बच्चों को होती है. For us, once we turn after 5 years old, we don't need animal milk. I add either almond milk or oat milk. And I create that big bowl, and that helps me to sustain for next 8 hours. And then I directly take dinner.
Dinner is?
Dinner is either khichdi or with any millets.
Khichdi, for the people who don't know, is a combination of rice and dal, right?
Exactly.
Rice and pulses. We have kind of got a rough idea of what you eat. The third point you mentioned is go out of your room.
Right.
Yeah, talk to us about
Means connect with the nature, with the 5 elements. What do I mean by that? You can see some of the people's lifestyle, like they are just waking up, preparing themselves for going to office. They are just walking down from the staircase or from the lift and then directly entering to their car and just going to their office. In their entire day, they are not having that sun exposure for even 2 minutes. Just imagine a life when you are not even connected with this Mother Earth. Because when you connect, actually you are not only healing yourself, but you are allowing your each and every muscles, each and every cells to regenerate. How it helps? When you connect with the Mother Earth, okay? Because it's kind of form of energy. Earth, fire, space, air, and water.
Okay.
These are the 5 elements with which you have born. Your entire physical body needs to connect with it. Have you ever realized when you take shower, you feel fresh? It's a part of your elements. And water is the highest elements in your body. It's like 75%. That's why you feel more fresh. In Indian philosophy, we have Aarti with Diya. You know what? Why? Because we connect with that fire element in a day, early in the morning, to start your day with Aarti. When you are just stepping out, okay? And when you breathe in depthly, you are also allowing your lungs to open, to create a space. Air is something which is flowing, the prana. There are mainly 5 pranic urja. Pran, which means a vital energy, which helps you to flow anything.
Right.
So your blood circulation, how it is circulating with the air, with the flow. So that's how when you connect with the Mother Earth, when you are just grounding yourself, when you are just walking on the lawn, on the grass, you feel more connected. And that's what you should do at least for 5 minutes. And you see the change, what it brings. Small change.
Makes a huge impact. I love how you mention especially about shower, right? Like I think when you take a shower, you feel so fresh, and it kind of makes sense also because the human body is 70% water. When you take a shower, you feel so fresh because your body is 70%. It's amazing how the percentage of our body and how it's made up. And when we align it with the right elements, like you mentioned, you're able to feel that freshness. When you do the aarti, you may not feel as fresh as you may do a shower. But again, it's the percentages over here, right? But it's still, you're aligning each and everything away. Do you do this every day? Do you do aarti every day? Because again, I'm atheist. I do not believe in God. I do not do pujas from my end, right? What would you do for atheists like me who don't do aartis and stuff like that?
That might be controversial point, but I would love to talk about it. For me, what is the definition of God? G-O-D, generator, operator, destroyer. In Indian philosophy, this is named as a Bhagavan. Bha means Bhumi, which means land. Ga means Gagan, means space.
Okay.
A means Akash. Space, Gagan, which means air, we can say. A means Akash. Va means Vayu. Na means Nir. So that's the definition of God, Bhagwan. These 5 elements which helps you to keep you alive, that's God for you. And that's what I believe. Whatever helps me to keep me alive, whatever helps me to keep me going, that's what God's for me. A energy, a form of pure energy which helps me to live, to sustain, to survive. For me, food is also energy. For me, sun is also energy because the ultimate source of energy is sun. So that's what I believe.
Got it. You also mentioned something very controversial, which I think is right time to bring out right now. You mentioned that milk is not supposed to be for humans, right? Like the milk is supposed to stop after a particular age. For example, a child is born. The best milk for a child is breast milk when they are born, right? And a lot of companies, like, there have been multinational companies which have been trying to promote so many things in a way that their baby products are much better than the mother's milk. And in fact, I think it's banned in India and countries to even promote baby products, right? Because that's the best milk. There's no arguing over here, right? Mother's milk is the best milk. What about after mother's milk is done? Like after then, what should the baby or the child consume after that?
For 2 years, they can have breast milk. But after, since the age of 3 to 5, they can have animal milk as they still need that nutrition.
So here's where cow's milk or something else comes in. Okay.
But afterwards, there are so many alternative ways. For example, if you need calcium, the best way of calcium, you can get it from drumstick. There are mainly 3 foods, okay, which really, really helps you to heal yourself. First one is drumstick. If you talk about like calcium properties, it is maybe more than 4 times more calcium than the milk, traditional milk. If you talk about like second food, which is like avla. Avla is the pure form of vitamin C. Any other food source which gives you the vitamin C, if you see. So after turning its form, for example, if you are just take orange. So orange, if you will have it, yes, if you will get it. But if you will make it juice, the sucrose level will be more high, so you will not get benefits of vitamin C. So it becomes more worse. So the best way is avla. Even if you dry, even if you roast, the vitamin C will remain the same. So that's the best property of avla. Third thing is Loki, which is also known as a bottle guard.
Bottle guard, yeah.
Bottle guard. This 3 food. Bottle guard, how it helps? It actually helps you to balance your pH level of your gut. It is the best food for you to keep your gut alkaline. So if you start having these 3 foods consistently in your day-to-day routine life, you will see wonders.
Perfect. And speaking of the gut, right? Like now you mentioned about the foods. Now I think I want to go a bit into the gut. A lot of people, you mentioned alkaline, right? Alkaline foods, and then there are acidic foods also.
True.
Right. I think that foods are in 2 types. Either alkaline or acidic. Is there any other third type?
Neutral.
There's neutral. Okay.
Yeah.
Explain to the audience what these 3 foods are, and also talk to us about which food should people be having.
In yoga, there is no specific term as alkaline, acidic or neutral. There is term called as sattva, rajas and tamas. Sattvic food, rajas food and tamasic food. Now if you see, you will be able to categorize all the food in just 3 categories. Sattvic food, which means food which is living. If you will cut it and put it for 2 hours, it will become darker, red or even darker, black, which means it is dying. Why? Because it has that life. If you put a meat within just 2 hours, it will smell because it is having that cells. I'm not promoting any like veganism or non-veganism, whatever it is, I'm just telling. Second category, which is already dead. It's like if you put French fries for 2 days, nothing will happen. It will remain the same. Even fungus will not eat, which shows that what fungus really likes, nutrition. And if fungus is not even eating, which means it has no nutrition and people are eating it. It has the amount of calories. Yes, calories will help you to get the energy, but not that freshness. So it comes under the category of tamasic. Third category is sattvic. Sattvic food, which means a food which is balanced. Not that much like energizing, not that much making you lethargic. For example, if you see about nuts, okay, if you will soak it in the water, it will be alive. So it has that potential. So that's how it comes in the neutral way. So the best proportion of the food is something I would like to tell that start your day with having at least 50% of the living cells food, sattvic food, any fruits, any veggies, and along with that, if you are having something like any oil or something, that's fine. Along with that, some bread, which is already dead, but of course it provides you the carbs, it provides you some amount of protein. So it's good. So proportion should be at least 50% to 50%.
Okay.
And then later on, when you are taking your second meal, then you can reduce that proportion slightly to cooked meal, somewhere about like 70% cooked meal, 30% raw food.
What are the foods which are alive versus this? Because like, see, at the end, going from the grocery store, we buy our things and come. Even if it comes vegetables, these are all vegetables which are chopped. For example, you may get carrots, you may get all this stuff. They have been taken off the ground, and sometimes they're even kept in the supermarket for over a week, like 1.5 weeks or something, and then you go buy it and come, right? Elaborate and give more examples of the food which fits this.
3 categories. Okay. Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic.
Okay.
Sattvic means having that balance.
Okay.
Rajasic, a food which makes you so much energized,
Right.
like alert, active.
Yeah.
And Tamasic, which means a food which makes you lethargic,
Okay.
tired. Now, as you may have seen, when you eat so heavy, when you eat fried food, which is heavy, you feel like lethargic, tired after eating this. Why? Because it is tamasic. It is not giving you the energy. For some amount of time, it is draining your energy.
Okay.
That's why it is tamasic. Rajasic, which means it's like caffeine, Red Bull, tea, coffee. It is kind of Rajasic food. Instant energy, instant boost. So anything which gives you instant boost, of course, it will also after a while, it will again drops down really quickly. The best category is Sattvic food, which sustain you, which gives you that energy but constantly. If you may have eat banana, so it gives you that constant energy, not as like tea or coffee.
Coffee
एकदम
is
spike हुआ
yeah.
and it drops down.
Yeah.
So that's called as a sattvic food. कि जो food आपको continuously थोड़ी energy देता रहा है. और उसमें अगर आप example अगर पूछे, so simply all the fruits if you see, all the veggies if you see, this comes under this category, which is mainly not completely cooked or fried, but boiled food, which still has that nutritional property that you have not completely like fried it. So that's how it helps you. Basically, it resonates with your energy level. If you are eating something and if it is giving you instant energy, it's Rajasic. If it is draining the energy, it's Tamasic. If it is keeping you sustainable and giving you that in like neutralized mode, it's Sattvic.
What about non-vegetarian food, right? Does it fit under any of these 3 categories or no? Because there are foods like eggs, there are foods like chicken over there, which a lot of bodybuilders and everyone is having from their side. What about these kind of foods?
Simply, you can also see when you eat a chicken, you feel heavy compared to if you eat any veggies or raw food. Of course, the nutritional property is completely different, but I'm talking about energy level. I'm not talking about nutritional level. Energy is something different, nutrition is different. Now, if you eat chicken, okay, it is not going to get digested within just 2 or 3 hours. It will take at least 16 to 80 hours.
18 hours, okay.
Yeah, 16 to 18 hours. So, any kind of food which is taking more time to come out from your stomach after eating, it is tamasic, and you should avoid this if you are practicing spiritual practices. Because for me, as you may have seen me standing on the one hand, how am I able to do this? Because I feel light. If you want to practice this kind of poses, yes, you need to be light from within, so that you are not feeling heavy, you are not feeling bloated, you are not having that heaviness. I feel light right now because vegetarian. I have not eat anything heavy.
In the bodybuilding world, there's a huge thing for eggs. Right, eggs they say is pure protein. This amount of protein in a small egg is a lot, right? And they say it's fast digesting also. It's there. Now you mentioned about chicken. What about eggs? What's your take on eggs?
Egg is a good way.
Egg is good.
Yeah.
So
compared to chicken, of course, egg is comparatively good.
Okay, so within non-vegetarian items, because what are the good things which help
There
that?
is so many conspiracy theory about eggs. Some people consider as it is a non-vegetarian. Some people think it is as a vegetarian. So for me, if you ask to me, I would not like to specify this or putting my thoughts that these eggs are completely vegetarian, non-vegetarian. If you ask to me, either I'm eating or not, no, I'm not eating because I don't need this. Of course, I have that alternative solution. I can eat like plant-based protein, which is more conventional and efficient for me. Just soak it and just have it.
Let's talk about proteins. Right. Again, you mentioned you're eating plant-based proteins, but Animal proteins, it's much more easier. You can eat a smaller quantity and
True.
get more proteins through
Exactly.
animal
And
protein.
that's fact.
But in plant you're consuming, you have to consume a lot more quantity of food to get that similar thing, right? Talk to me about this aspect. And despite whatever you're doing, you're a very lean person. You have very lean muscle, right? But on the other side, there are people who are doing calisthenics, like what you do is something similar. On the other side, on the body side of things, is calisthenics,
Yeah, I know.
where people are using body weight training, and there they're going crazy on the protein side of things. They're high protein, but you're not high protein. So walk us through the parallels between both yoga versus calisthenics.
The simple differentiation between both of this is simply both art form. I would like to say it as an art form is different. The main purpose is different. In yoga, you are stretching your body not only to showcase, not only to perform high fancy poses, but you are performing those poses to break your limitations. Limitations of your pain, to go through that barrier of that pain and to break that barrier. That pain is not controlling you, to control your own pain. In calisthenics, it's more about building new skills, to learn more skills and to build more muscular body. So the purpose of each art form is different. I'm stretching my body. Why? Not to flex. Of course, it seems like flexing, but for me, it is like opening my every single muscle tissues. And why I stretch? Because my pranic urja, the vital energy, can flow efficiently. When you are sitting right now in this position, so you may feel cramp.
I am feeling cramp right now in my legs.
Exactly.
Right
You
now.
may feel numbness on your foot.
I am feeling numb right
Yeah.
now. Exactly. Yeah.
Why?
Why is that?
Because your body is not flexible.
Yeah. It is not, guys. I'm very inflexible. Yeah. Okay.
And when your body is not flexible, your blood cannot flow efficiently. When your blood cannot flow efficiently, that's why you feel cramp. That's why you feel more numbness. That's the reason.
I'm surprised you even my body so well, right? Were there any signs that you could tell that I'm cramped right now?
It becomes white because the blood supply stops.
Right. That's
a simple
perfect. Yeah,
sign.
I was cramped all
Look at your foot. Right now, it's getting white.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this side, but from this side, it is completely white.
100%. Oh, wow. And just by looking at this, you're able to say that blood is not flowing properly. So thank you for sharing that difference between calisthenics and this. Now, there are some people who are doing both calisthenics and they're also doing yoga also, right? And they are muscular, but at the same time, they're doing this. But you, on the other hand, you're very lean. You're lean. Why do you choose to stay lean like this? And why not put on a little bit of muscle and do yoga at the same time from your side?
Got it. So everyone has, of course, different goals, different perception of their life, having that different ambition. For me, it's not about looking good. For me, it's about to being peaceful from within. If I would be having that goal to look only better, I might focus more on having more protein and to having that bulky body and also having that flexibility. But for me, my goal is not aligned with it. So why should I get unnecessary body weight? My goal is to being peaceful. My goal is to spread more awareness about yoga, that how it can help you to deal with your problems, how it can help you to come out of all the problems surrounded in your lifestyle, and it can take you to that level where you are controlling your own life. Your disease, your problem is not controlling you.
True.
Having that wisdom, having that freedom. You may have like hundreds of problems until you are having one problem, which is your health problem. And when you are having that one problem, you are only having that one problem. There's a wonderful saying as well, like health is a crown which healthy people wear and only sick can see.
When your health is low, the only thing that you forget about all the money, you forget about everything, and you only want your health back.
So
right?
for me, the priority is health. For me, my priority is not to have the 6-pack abs and to have like 36 inch of chest and 12 inches of biceps. That's not my goal. My goal is to being healthy, not to look physically fit.
But be healthy from the inside, not just appear a certain way from the outside.
You know what? Sadhguru even says that people do have that misconception that being physically fit, which means to having that 6-pack abs, to having that muscular body. But the actual meaning of being healthy is to being healthy from your internal organs, from your internal body. Your internal organs, if it is working efficiently, That's how your physical body works. Because if your liver, if your intestine, if your heart is not working efficiently, then what you will do with your physical body?
There's not much that can be done. Yeah. Many of us go through so many health complications. And
True.
so when we are born, like the rate of recovery is also much faster, right? For example, if you fracture yourself or if you hurt yourself as a kid, it will recover fast. But say that same person who's in 30s, the recovery is slower. And if in their 40s or 50s, like recovery is even more slower and it keeps going down, right? And certain people have chronic pain. I personally have had neck pain for the last 14 years of my life. It's been that I'm in pain right now when I'm talking to you. Like there's always pain, right? So people like me who are always in chronic pain through back or neck, can yoga help fix this permanently? Because if someone can fix this, because like you said, right, if someone who has health issues, the only thing, I'll pay $1 million to fix this.
True.
I'm not even joking. But I don't know if it can happen. Like, talk to me.
The simple answer is yes, it can heal. The thing is, you need to understand how you are healing. If you're only taking medicine and if it is not getting healed, that means your body needs something else. Your physical body has designed in a so beautiful way that it can heal by itself. Now the thing is how you can increase your healing power. By just simply allowing your body to flow your pranic urja. In simple words, how do you heal? Your white blood cells, for example, if you get a cut here, your white blood cells will just come here and make a blockages. And that will try to connect all the muscle tissues which has been tear. Now, the process, how it is happening, the ability to flow that white blood cells determines how faster you are going to heal. Now to flow that energy, what you need? You need to have that space of your muscle tissues. And how do you create that space? By stretching, by breathing. One, for example, you are having some pain on your back. Even I was having really big pain.
Yeah.
Really chronic pain of my back. I can say like my spinal cord has just twisted. And how I have recovered? By stretching my spinal cord in a right and appropriate way. When you stretch any muscles, for example, in yoga, you may have seen some of the posture which is all about like stretching. But why we are more focused on stretching? There is a big reason. Because for example, if you are having the pain on your back, when you are stretching in a right way, for example, as you are decompressing your spine, you are not only working on your muscles, you are creating that space between your muscle tissues so that with the help of that stretch, you are able to flow that energy efficiently, flow that blood supply properly, and that helps you to heal faster. That's why we are more focused on stretching. That's why we are more focused on breathing, because your breath, the oxygen which you are taking, only 60% you are using your lungs. When you breathe in depthly, you are using 100%.
And that makes a huge difference, right?
Huge difference.
Just like how you pointed out earlier, like,
True.
we're not pooping the right way, we're not even breathing the right way. So you're saying by stretching yourself, you increase the blood flow and hence you're able to recover better.
Exactly.
So here is where yoga comes in
and helps.
Yeah, but is recovery 100% guaranteed, or it helps, like, it helps become better than what it was? Like, what is
it? Actually depends on the injury.
Okay.
If you have completely smashed any bone, so it is next to impossible to just gather all the small particles of that bone to combine together and to heal. Practically, of course, it is not. It can be only treated by surgery.
Yeah.
But if you are having any problem in your muscle tissues, if you are having any problem in your tender, then definitely it can help.
Perfect.
So the amount of injury determines the ability to heal.
And you have healed yourself, right? 100%. What was the injury? You told that something was dislocated, like, and how long did it take you to heal? And that's why you're probably in this journey. Talk to us about that healing process, which it took. How long did it take?
So in my childhood, like, everyone has that ambition to do something to inspire our parents, to make them feel proud. When I was in like 10th grade or something like that, I was also practicing yoga since long time back, but I had that encouraged to participate in wrestling. Wrestling, you may like look at me and tell me, you are participating in wrestling? But actually I was, because it is not about having body weight. you are also competing with the same body weight. So I was participating in wrestling championship.
Okay.
In that championship, of course, I cracked the district level. And when I was participating in state level championship, my other competitor, we were just playing, and it was a really hard competition in which you are going to do anything to win. You're going to give you 100%. So as I was also practicing yoga, as I was also practicing this wrestling, so what was happening? The main intention to win, the main goal of wrestling is to touch your opponents, like your competitor's shoulder on the flooring. If you touch it, you are win.
Okay.
So I was in that position of sleeping on my stomach. Okay, prone position. So he has twisted.
Oh my God.
Twisted in such a way that my body was flexible. So that's why it was not able to resist. And our goal was to resist. So when he was forcing me and I was resisting, tuck.
Oh my God.
My spine was like dislocated. And for 2 months, I cannot like tell my parents that I'm in that much pain, because it was my choice.
Yeah, to wrestle.
To wrestle. Of course, I have shared. That's a different thing. I went back to medical.
This, how old were you in this?
So I was 15 years old when it happens. When it happens, for 2 months, like when I was standing or sitting, pies up.
The pain
It
was
worst.
yeah.
But then I came to my master of yoga, and he has helped me really well. He has understand what exactly happened to me. Because if you just go to any medical or surgery, they will just tell that you just need to have a surgery. But for me, I was not ready for it. Because I don't want to, like, at that age, I cannot risk my spine. But actually my master has helped me. With the help of the right stretch and the right training, he has just healed me within just a week. Can you believe?
Within 1 week?
Within 1 week. Because my nerve was compressing with in between 2 spinal cord, which also known as a sciatica. But he has fixed in a such a way with the right decompression that my nerve right now is like flowing really well. Right now there is no compression between it.
Beautiful.
And that's when I got inspired that that's how yoga can help us to heal. And that has inspired me to help others, because I was like a pain with which I am suffering from 2 months consistently, like ongoing pain, which is so huge, so crucial.
But someone
within
came and
just
healed it
one.
for 1 week.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I think from then on, you have not stopped, right? I think you have won Guinness World Records after records. How many Guinness World Records do you have?
Right now I'm having 10 Guinness World Records.
What are these different Guinness World Records for? What do you hold records for? And more probably you want to show some of the crazy moves you have, but yeah, first talk to us and then show us the moves. Yeah.
Sure. So the first record which I have broke, it was about scorpion position.
Okay.
It was a day in my school when my teacher was just like randomly showing some of the video of our top 100 Guinness World Records. At the last batch, I was just sitting and was thinking like how they are able to break Guinness World Records, how they are able to stand out themselves from others. And when I look at myself, that which can help me to separate myself from the crowd, that was the only one thing, which was yoga. So at that moment of time, I had the dream to break Guinness World Records. When I go home and I search about the records of yoga, so there was a one pose which was about this scorpion position. The record was for 4 minutes and 20 seconds. At that day only, I commit myself to break the records. And you won't believe, on that day only, I was able to hold it for 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, so you broke the record
On
internally.
the day one, first attempt. Because I was practicing since my childhood.
Yeah.
Then I realized that, yes, I'm able to break
it's
the
very
records.
easy, right?
Yeah, it's easy. But for normal people, of course, it's not. But for me, even it was easy. But then I asked myself that.
First attempt Guinness World Record. Like, oh my God. Okay.
Then I asked myself, if I will break that record, of course, someone will come again and break my record. So I don't want to break others' record. I change my mindset. My master has helped me to change my mindset. That Yash, if you are going to break others' record, someone will come and break your records as well. Change your mindset and practice even harder. That's when I decide to break my records every single day. Which means, if I'm holding scorpion position for today 4 minutes, next day I will hold it for 5 minutes. Next day I will hold it for 5 minutes, 30 seconds, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. That's how I have practiced continuously for 5 years.
Wow. So how many minutes can you hold it now?
And on the record day, it was 29 minutes and 30 seconds. From 4 minutes, to 29 minutes and 4 seconds.
So competition is 4 minutes. You
7
blew it
times
up
more.
by... Wow.
That's what helped me, because the mindset was not to break others' records. The mindset was to break my own limits. That how much human potential I'm having, my physical body is having. That's why I broke the records. And after breaking one record, then there is no looking back.
Yeah. It's a habit.
One
now,
after
like-
second,
Yeah,
second
and he's
after
broken
third, and
around
10.
10. Standing in that posture for most people, getting in that posture for most people is impossible, and being in that for close to 30 minutes is crazy. Show us the most craziest posture, Yash.
I
What
know
can
you love
Yash
your,
do?
like setup and everything, but I will need to push it a little bit.
Go for it. Go for it. Okay. Show us what you got, Yash. And
Are you ready?
yes. Okay. Oh my God.
This is not a stable flooring. This is like a couch. Even my grip
I've
is
never
not
been this scared in a podcast in my life, because his legs are just next to me, and one fall, I am gone. This may be my last podcast ever. What is this thing called? What is this position called, Yash?
Scorpion.
Oh, this is the scorpion, and this is what you held on for.
Yeah. It is the advanced version of Scorpion,
Okay.
which is on my hands.
Yeah.
But the normal traditional version of Scorpion is balancing on our forearms.
Oh, beautiful. Yash, you
Oh.
keep inspiring, man. Like, keep breaking barriers again and again. I'm so glad that we both stay in the United Arab Emirates and we keep running into each other. This podcast, by the way, has been more than 1 year in the planning. You know,
True.
like we planned it all the way, and we have come all the way to Mumbai to shoot this because yoga was born in India. It would have felt wrong to do the podcast in the UAE, but we have done the podcast over here.
Finally, we made
Yes.
it.
Thank you so much, Yash, for sharing all your insights.
Thank you so much
What
for having
started
me
off
here.
as a conversation on poop has turned out to
Yeah.
be one gem. I think people would have got a lot of value. Keep spreading the awareness that you're spreading. And what's your final note to all the people who want to be as flexible as you and get to that? What would you tell to that people?
I would not tell you that have that inspiration to become only flexible like me. Have that inspiration to become the better version of yourself. Just don't compare yourself with others.
Compare yourself with you
Exactly.
and keep breaking your records.
That's what I did. And
Yeah.
that's what I want you to do.
Keep fighting yourself. And that's an episode. Thank you so much for watching this. See you next week for another amazing episode.